My beloved child, come and listen to me with a quiet heart, because this moment is not an accident, and your desire to hear my voice has been placed within you for a reason. And I know exactly where you are in your life right now. Not only the outward circumstances, but the hidden thoughts, the unspoken fears, the questions you turn over in your mind when no one else is around. And I want you to know from the very beginning that you are not overlooked, you are not forgotten, and you are not walking through this season alone, even if it feels that way at times. And I see how the days have felt heavy for you, how responsibilities and expectations press down on your spirit, how you try to remain strong even when you feel tired inside. And I see the effort you make to keep moving forward despite uncertainty, despite disappointment, despite moments when hope feels fragile. And I am speaking to you now, not to rush you or correct you, but to reassure you, to steady your heart, and to remind you of a truth that does not change, even when your emotions do. And that truth is that I am with you, closer than you realize, guiding you even when you cannot see the path clearly. And I know you sometimes wonder if you have made the right choices, if one decision or another has set you back, if you have somehow missed what I intended for you. But listen carefully to me now. Your life is not derailed and your future is not broken, because I am not limited by your past or by the moments you regret, and I am able to redeem, restore, and realign your steps in ways far greater than you can imagine. And I know there are nights when your thoughts become loud, when worries about tomorrow rise, when fears about provision, purpose, relationships, or direction begin to crowd your mind, and peace feels distant. But I want you to understand that you do not need to solve tomorrow today, and you do not need to carry future burdens into this present moment, because tomorrow already rests in my hands, and the grace you will need will meet you at the right time, not too early and not too late. And I am inviting you now to release the weight you have been carrying, the pressure to have everything figured out, the need to control outcomes, the fear of what might happen if you let go. Because control may feel like safety to you, but trust is where true peace lives, and peace is what I desire to give you. Not a shallow peace that ignores reality, but a deep peace that anchors you, even when circumstances remain uncertain. And I know you sometimes compare your journey with others and wonder why their lives seem to move faster or easier, while yours feels slow or complicated. But comparison will only steal your peace and blind you to the unique work I am doing in you. Because your path has been chosen with care and intention, shaped to grow you in ways that comfort alone never could. And even the delays you dislike are serving a purpose you cannot yet fully see. And I ask you to be patient with yourself, because I am patient with you. And I am not disappointed by your questions, your doubts, or your moments of weakness, for I am gentle with the weary and close to the brokenhearted. And when you feel like you must always be strong, remember that you do not need to impress me or prove anything to earn my love, because my love for you was established long before you ever tried to be strong, and it does not fade when you struggle. And I want you to hear this clearly now. You are enough, not because of what you do, but because you belong to me. And even when you feel unseen by people, you are fully seen by me. Every effort, every tear, every silent prayer, and nothing you bring to me is a burden. Not your fears, not your confusion, not your weariness. And as you listen to my voice now, allow it to quiet the storm within you and to remind you that this season, as difficult as it feels, is not meaningless, because I am working even now beneath the surface, shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for what lies ahead. And you may not feel that work yet, but one day you will look back and recognize how this time formed you in ways you desperately needed. And for now, I am simply asking you to stay close, to keep listening, and to trust that I am guiding you step by step, because I have not brought you this far to abandon you, and I will continue to walk with you, lead you, and carry you through everything you are facing. And this is only the beginning of what I want to speak into your heart. My beloved child, As you continue to listen and allow my words to settle within you, I want you to know that I understand the weight you carry inside your heart, the kind of weight that does not always show on the outside, but quietly presses on your thoughts, your emotions, and your spirit. And I see how often you question yourself, wondering if you are doing enough, if you are becoming who you are meant to be, if your efforts are making any difference at all. And I want you to hear me clearly now. You are not failing. You are growing, and growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels rewarding, because growth stretches you beyond what is familiar and invites you to trust me in new ways. And I know there are moments when you feel stuck, when progress seems invisible, and when it feels as though everyone else is moving forward while you remain in the same place. But waiting does not mean stagnation, and stillness does not mean absence of purpose, because some of the most important work I do in you happens quietly, beneath the surface, where roots are growing strong enough to support what will come later. And I know how much you desire clarity, direction, and assurance, how you long to know exactly what the next step should be, and whether you are choosing correctly. But faith is not built only when the path is clear. It is built when you choose to trust me even when the path feels uncertain. And I am not asking you to walk blindly. I am asking you to walk with me, step by step, moment by moment, allowing me to guide you in ways that protect your heart and shape your character. And I know there are times when you feel pressure to be strong all the time, to hold everything together, to carry responsibilities without complaint. But you do not need to pretend with me, because I see when you are tired, and I am not disappointed by your weariness. I am close to it. And when you bring your exhaustion to me instead of hiding it, you open the door for my strength to renew you. And I know you sometimes replay past mistakes and wonder if one wrong choice has altered your future forever. But listen to me now. Your life is not defined by a single moment or decision, and I am not limited by your past, because I am able to redeem what you regret and to bring wisdom, humility, and compassion out of even your hardest experiences. And nothing you have been through has disqualified you from my purpose. And I know that guilt can linger quietly in your heart, whispering that you should have done better or known more. But guilt is not my voice, because my voice leads with grace, truth, and restoration. And when I forgive completely, not partially. And I do not revisit what I have already released, and neither should you, because clinging to guilt will only keep you tied to what I have already redeemed. And I want you to walk forward with freedom, trusting that your story is still unfolding and that I am actively involved in every chapter. And I know there are moments when you feel fear speak to you about the future, about loss, rejection, or failure. And fear can sound convincing, but fear does not come from me, and it does not have authority over your life, because I walk ahead of you into every tomorrow, and nothing will meet you there that I am not already present in. And you are not as unprepared as you think you are, because every challenge you have faced so far has shaped you, strengthened you, and taught you lessons you will draw upon again. And I know there are moments when you feel like giving up, like lowering your expectations so you will not be disappointed again. But hope is not weakness, and trust is not foolishness. And when you choose to keep believing despite uncertainty, you are growing in ways you cannot yet see. And I want you to understand that comparison will only steal your peace and distort your perspective, because no one else's journey is meant to define yours, and the work I am doing in you cannot be rushed or replicated. And one day you will see how every delay, every unanswered question, and every quiet season contributed to who you became. And until that day comes, I am asking you to remain close to me, to keep listening, and to keep bringing your honest thoughts and feelings into my presence, because I am not overwhelmed by them, and I am not distant from you. And even when you feel unsure, you can trust this truth. I am with you, I am guiding you, and I am faithfully working all things together for your good, even now, even here, even in this moment. My beloved child, as you continue to remain with me and allow my words to reach the deeper places of your heart, I want you to understand that what you are experiencing right now is not random and it is not meaningless, even though it may feel confusing or overwhelming at times, because I see the full picture of your life while you only see a small portion. and I am guiding you with wisdom and care that go far beyond what you can currently understand. And I know there are moments when you feel emotionally drained, when your strength feels inconsistent, and when you question whether you have the endurance to keep going. But hear me clearly now. You are not weak for feeling tired, and you are not failing because you need rest, because even the strongest hearts need moments of renewal. And I am not asking you to run endlessly without pause. I am inviting you to walk with me at a pace that allows your soul to breathe. And I know you sometimes feel pressure to meet expectations placed on you by others or by yourself. Expectations that whisper you must be better, faster, stronger, or more accomplished by now. But those voices are not mine, because my voice does not crush you with pressure, it steadies you with truth. And my truth says that your worth does not increase when you succeed or decrease when you struggle, because your worth was established by my love long before you ever tried to prove yourself. And I want you to release the belief that you must earn rest or deserve peace, because peace is not a reward for performance, it is a gift I offer you freely. And when you accept it, you are not giving up, you are trusting me, and trust is the foundation of real strength. And I know there are times when disappointment quietly settles into your heart, when plans did not unfold as you hoped, when people did not show up as you expected, and when life surprised you in painful ways. And those disappointments can shape how you see yourself and the world if you are not careful. But I want you to know that disappointment does not have to harden you, it can deepen you. And when you allow me into those painful places, I will transform what hurt you into wisdom, compassion, and resilience. And I know you sometimes guard your heart tightly because you are afraid of being hurt again, afraid of hoping too much, afraid of trusting too deeply. But a guarded heart may feel safe, yet it cannot fully heal or fully love. And I desire more for you than mere survival. I desire peace that flows freely and joy that is not easily shaken. And I will never force you to open your heart, but I will patiently invite you to trust me again and again, because every time you do, healing moves a little deeper. And I know there are moments when guilt resurfaces, reminding you of things you wish you had done differently, words you wish you had not spoken, or opportunities you think you missed. And guilt can be heavy if you carry it alone. But listen to me now. I am not holding your past against you, and I am not revisiting what I have already forgiven, because forgiveness is complete and final. And when I set you free, I do not leave chains behind. And I want you to stop punishing yourself for what I have already redeemed, because self-condemnation does not lead to growth, it only drains your strength. And I want you to walk forward lighter, not heavier, trusting that even your mistakes have been woven into a greater story of growth and humility. And I know fear often tries to speak to you about the future, painting pictures of failure, loss, or loneliness. And fear can feel convincing because it uses your past experiences as evidence. But fear does not have the final word, because I am already present in your future, and nothing awaits you there that I have not prepared you to face. And you are not as unprepared as you think, because every challenge you have faced so far has strengthened you in ways you may not recognize yet. And I know there are days when you feel like giving up, when hope feels exhausting and belief feels fragile. But fragile faith is still faith, and when you place even small trust in me, I honor it. And I am not asking you to feel strong all the time. I am asking you to stay connected to me, because connection sustains you even when confidence wavers. And I know you sometimes wonder if you will miss what I have planned for you, if you will fail to recognize the right moment or make the right move. But what is meant for you will not slip past you unnoticed, because I am attentive to your life and careful with your calling. And I will make the way clear when the time is right, not according to urgency, but according to love. And until that clarity comes, I ask you to trust my timing more than your understanding, because my timing is shaped by wisdom and compassion, not delay or neglect. And as you listen now, allow these truths to settle deeply within you, reminding you that you are not forgotten, you are not overlooked, and you are not walking this path alone. Because I am with you in every uncertainty, every question, and every step forward. And even when you cannot see how things will work out,
You can trust the one who is guiding you. And I am guiding you toward peace, toward growth, and toward a future filled with purpose. And I will continue to walk with you patiently, gently, and faithfully, because you are deeply loved and carefully held by me.
My beloved child, as you stay with me through this part of the message, I want you to feel the steadiness of my presence, because there are truths your heart needs to absorb slowly, not rushed, not forced, but received with trust. And I know that even as you listen, you may still feel uncertainty stirring within you, questions that have not yet settled, and emotions that do not resolve all at once. And I want you to understand that this does not mean you are lacking faith. It means you are human, growing, and learning to rely on me in deeper ways. And I see how often you carry the weight of responsibility, how you think ahead, plan ahead, and worry ahead, trying to prevent pain or disappointment before it arrives. And I know this habit did not come from nowhere. It came from moments when life surprised you, when things did not go as expected, and you learned to stay alert, to stay guarded, to stay prepared. But I want you to hear me clearly now. Living in constant alertness is exhausting for your soul, and I did not create you to live in a state of quiet fear. I created you to live anchored in trust. And trust does not mean ignoring reality. It means believing that I am greater than whatever reality brings. And I know letting go of constant vigilance feels risky to you because it feels like losing control. But control has never truly protected you. It has only drained you. And I am inviting you to experience a different way of living, one where you bring your concerns to me instead of carrying them alone. One where you learn to rest even when not everything is resolved. And I know this takes practice, and I am patient with that process. And I know you sometimes struggle with feeling unseen, feeling like your efforts are overlooked, like your sacrifices go unnoticed, and that quiet ache can slowly harden your heart if you are not careful. But I want you to know that nothing you do out of love, faith, or sincerity is ever unseen by me. Even the smallest acts, even the quiet choices, even the moments when you choose kindness while feeling tired. And your value is not measured by recognition or applause, because I see the heart behind what you do, and I honor that. And I know there are moments when loneliness settles in, even when you are surrounded by people, because being understood is different from being surrounded. And I want you to remember that I understand you completely, without explanation, without performance, without masks. And there is no part of you that you need to hide from me, not your doubts, not your fears, not your questions. And I know you sometimes struggle with the feeling that you should be further along by now, that you should have achieved more, healed more, figured out more. But growth is not a straight line, and healing is not a race, and comparing your pace to an imagined standard will only rob you of peace, because I am not measuring you against others or against an arbitrary timeline. I am walking with you personally, attentively, and compassionately. And I know that waiting can feel painful, especially when you do not understand why things are taking so long. But waiting with me is not wasted time. It is time when your heart is being strengthened, your perspective refined, and your trust deepened. And I know you sometimes feel afraid that if you stop striving, everything will fall apart. But I am holding more together than you realize. And even when you rest, I am still working. And I want you to learn that rest is not the enemy of progress. It is often the place where clarity and strength are restored. And I know you sometimes wrestle with self-criticism, replaying your flaws and shortcomings, speaking harshly to yourself in ways you would never speak to someone you love. And I want you to recognize that this voice is not mine, because my voice corrects gently and restores quickly. And I am not interested in shaming you into growth. I am interested in loving you into it. And I know that some days your faith feels strong, and other days it feels fragile. But fragile faith is still faith, and even a quiet trust honors me when it is sincere. And I am not waiting for you to become fearless or flawless. I am walking with you as you learn, stumble, and rise again. And I want you to remember that you do not have to carry your life on your shoulders alone, because I am carrying you, even in moments when you feel like you are barely holding on.
And as you listen now, let this truth settle into your heart, that you are allowed to slow down, you are allowed to rest, you are allowed to trust me with what you cannot control. And none of that makes you weak, it makes you human and loved. And I am with you in this season, not rushing you, not abandoning you, but guiding you patiently, because I see where you are going, even when you cannot yet see it yourself.
My beloved child, as you come to the closing part of this message, I want you to hold these words gently and let them settle deep within you, because they are spoken not to rush you toward an ending, but to anchor you as you continue forward from here. And I want you to know with absolute certainty that everything you are facing right now is known to me. Every challenge that feels heavy, every uncertainty that makes you pause, every fear that rises quietly when you think about what lies ahead, and none of it has taken me by surprise, and none of it has pushed you beyond the reach of my care. Because I am faithful not only at the beginning of your journey, but all the way through it. And I want you to understand that even when you feel uncertain, you are not unsafe. And even when answers feel delayed, you are not being ignored, because I am always working with purpose, not haste. And I know that sometimes you grow weary of being patient, weary of holding on to hope when results are slow, weary of believing when evidence feels thin. But weariness does not mean weakness. It means you have been trying for a long time, and I honor that effort. And I do not ask you to carry on by your own strength, because when your strength runs low, mine remains steady. And I am near to you, especially in moments when you feel emotionally tired, spiritually drained, or unsure of yourself. And I want you to remember that you are allowed to rest in me without fear of falling behind, because rest does not stop my work in your life, it creates space for it. And I know you sometimes worry that if you let go even for a moment, everything will unravel. But I am holding more together than you realize. And even when you feel like you are barely holding on, I am holding you securely, and nothing can take you from my care. And I know there are lingering questions in your heart about your future, your calling, your relationships, your purpose, and those questions may not all be answered immediately, but unanswered questions do not mean unanswered prayers, because I am responding in ways that shape you, prepare you, and protect you, even when you cannot yet see how. And I know there are days when you look at yourself and feel disappointed, when you focus on how far you think you still have to go, instead of how far you have already come. But I see your growth, even the growth you overlook, and I see the courage it takes for you to keep showing up, to keep believing, to keep trusting despite uncertainty. And that quiet faith matters more than you know. And I want you to stop being so harsh with yourself, because I am gentle with you, and my grace is sufficient for where you are right now, not where you think you should be. And I know you sometimes fear that you will miss what I have planned for you, that one wrong step will ruin everything, but what is meant for you will not slip past you, because I am guiding you with intention and care, and I will redirect you when needed, and even detours can become part of the path when you walk with me. And I want you to trust that your life is not fragile in my hands, it is secure. And I am not asking you to be fearless, I am asking you to be faithful, to keep bringing your heart to me honestly, to keep listening even when the way ahead is unclear, and to keep choosing trust over fear one moment at a time, because each small choice to trust strengthens you. And one day you will look back and see how every season, even the difficult ones, worked together to shape you into someone wiser, deeper, and more compassionate. And as you move forward from this message, carry this truth with you, that you are deeply loved, fully known, and carefully guided, and you are never walking alone, because I am with you in every step, every decision, every waiting season, and every breakthrough. And nothing you are facing now is greater than my love for you, or my ability to lead you through it. And when doubts return, when fear tries to rise again, come back to this truth and rest in it, that I am faithful, I am near, and I am working for your good, even when you cannot see it yet. And let your heart be steady in this assurance as you continue forward. And if this message touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe.